This is the Hartford Heartbeat episode of Truck Stop Mixtape. It's so wonderful to share this next group with you guys. Connecticut-based hard rock soul band, Thaddeus Black. Here is Chuck Peterson, Lawrence White, Purcell, the rock star, and Doug Wilson. Welcome, everybody.
What's happening?
What is happening?
Look
at this, man.
Hey.
4 different places. All right, so
I think Lawrence is actually at a truck stop right now.
He's listening to a mixtape at the moment.
Right.
Fellas, thank you so much for joining me here.
Steady stage driving.
You got that Uber pose down, brother. Hey,
my wings out when you get here.
I'm checking my app. You're still 8 minutes away. Seriously, y'all. Seriously. Let's talk about the band, man. You guys, I've definitely known 3/4 of this band for a long time now. And I remember a few years back, Chuck saying, "Oh man, got this thing cooking up. Got this thing is about to happen." Yeah, and tell me about the process. How did you guys all get together, and how did it become Thaddeus Black?
Well, the name is actually a reincarnation of a previous band, but as far as this group of fellas, I've been doing shows and recording sessions and tours with Lawrence and Doug, and Purcell has been working with Doug for about 12 years, probably more than that now. And so we were at Doug's birthday party, and Purcell got up to sing. I got up to play drums, and Doug was playing guitar. Lawrence didn't join in on this one. They had Doug Long on bass, and we did Love Rears Its Ugly Head. And
nice.
And I was like, oh man, this is a pretty good combination, and if we get Lawrence in the mix, because this is something I wanted to do for a while. I don't know, Lawrence, if you remember me saying this. It's like, yeah, I just want to do all black rock album, and this is like years ago when we were touring with this cat named James. And so, so I finally got it together. At first, I didn't want to start another band because I had just gotten out of another one, and it was a really good situation, but it was not a good situation, and so it broke up. And I was like, I never want to start another band ever again, right? So then I start up this group, and these guys are pretty much handpicked because no ego, no, they're all cool, very jovial about wanting to play and wanting to get out there as musicians and a band. And so I kind of did a test run show at the Ken Safety's open mic show. And in my head, they probably don't know about this, but in my head, I was like, okay, if nobody likes this, then I'm out.
Is this so? This is a revelation for everyone? A revelation. I'm sorry. This is something that people don't know.
No, yes. They do now.
No, I knew it because I think.
All right, so Lawrence, how did you at first when you heard about Chuck's idea and heard about him jamming with Doug and Purcell? What did you think?
Well, for me,
I thought it was a great idea, man. I mean, I've always had some level of love for rock in general. So, I mean, once he told me about it, I was like, I mean, anything that Chuck is gonna do, usually it's gonna have, some. First of all, it's gonna be fun, and he knows that it's got to be musical for me. So I said I was definitely down and see where it landed, what we were gonna end up doing, and. Now we're here.
And then Purcell, you and Doug, you said there's a bigger past there, right? You guys have been playing for a long time together. Did you know each other? Were you in bands together?
Yeah, we go a ways back. Purcell and I started playing. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think about 12 years is safe to say. It's been over at least over a decade of us playing together, and it first started out with Crystal Blue Project, and that was just essentially, in very simple terms, uh, a rock band cover band doing, I would say, common songs, popular songs, but not necessarily everything top 40. It was a lot of just stuff that we love to play and love to hear, and we hope everyone else loved it too, and we just go out there and have fun. We did that for a long time, playing in the Hartford area, and then it kind of we just evolved from there.
How about you, Purcell?
I'm sorry, guys. There's a few technical difficulties here on my end. Freezing on me. Some of the conversation. So
No.
for me, I mean, I was really excited to jump on the project. I mean, I'd been with, like you said, for about a decade or more, and I was looking for another project, and I remember seeing some project, and Chuck was like, "Hey, I want to start a project," and we tabled it for a minute, and then each other, and back on the scene again. So I'm excited.
So I described you guys as kind of like hard rock soul, and having actually had the honor of sharing a stage with Chuck, Lawrence, and Doug on several occasions, knowing the level of skill and sophistication and professionalism involved in all your playing, I knew what to expect. For me, the unknown factor were the lead vocals. I was just like, okay, you tell me about this band. I don't know anything about Purcell, and I think I told you, Chuck, when I saw you guys live, to me it was just like, oh, I got it. See you guys live is like the thing that puts it all together for me, because I feel like there's something that's very you guys are tight as hell, right? Like very, very, very tight, funky, but edgy as hell. But I feel like every good band has like a big mystery, like a question mark. And Purcell, man, your presence, your voice, and just your energy, to me, take the band to where it needs to go. You know what I mean? It's like you guys are all amazing individually, but I feel like you guys made a really good connection, and I'm excited about what happens for you guys. Seriously, I was very happy to see you guys live. Now you guys have been recording and doing stuff. What is the plan? I mean, you have a single that's coming out. Actually, a single that's out.
It's we have a pre-release, but the single is not going to be actually released until the 24th, this coming Friday.
Yeah. So by the time this airs, it'll be out, people. What's the name of it?
Name of the song is Red and Blue, or Red Blue. What is it, Lawrence? Is it Red Blue? Red and Blue?
Red Blue.
Are we putting the and?
Red
Blue. We're ditching the and.
Yes.
Nobody needs the and.
Who needs it?
What is the song about? It's overrated.
Purcell,
what is the song about?
Answer that question. He wrote the lyrics.
Give it to me, Purcell.
Basically, the song when I wrote it, it's literally a combination of an old song that I had, plus kind of, I guess I want to say, at crossroads, not knowing what job I wanted to have, which way I wanted the turn, and literally came together. And so between that, the old song that I had that was called Mental Anguish, that I just, it all worked out.
And then was it something that you brought to the band? Was the music laid out and you were just kind of worked with them, or was it something that that you had the entire piece and you said, hey guys, play this, like let's make this better or whatever?
The piece
Well,
oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Lawrence actually had the
Yeah.
piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, it was a
He gave
song,
me,
honestly.
and
that,
I've got music.
A little freeze there. Go ahead, Lawrence. Your
My
turn.
bad, guys. I'm probably about a step behind because I'm rolling on
No.
LTE right now. So my bad, guys.
No, you're good.
So it was a song that I actually had arranged for another person. They were looking for a remix to like an R&B song,
Okay.
and they wanted like a kind of like a rock vibe to it. So I had created like 3 different arrangements, and coincidentally, it all lined up with the time that Thaddeus Black started. You know, Chuck asked me, you know, like, hey, you want to be a part of this band? I was already doing some rock arrangements, so they rejected the arrangement that I made, and I said, hey guys, I got like 3 songs. Purcell, you got any lyrics you want to throw to these? And he was like, yeah, send them all.
And
So
then
he ended up marrying the lyrics with the arrangement.
awesome. Sorry for the breakups, guys.
And then,
This is
I mean,
this is
Doug
this is
and-
this is the magic of
Nope.
internet. Go ahead, keep on, man.
Did you have more to add, Lawrence?
Wait, is it that
Yeah,
I've
no
written on my hand, so I'm getting
no problem.
every other sentence.
Yeah, Doug and Chuck ended up, you know, putting in
I'm
pieces
like
as
praying
well.
that-
So I mean, it all came together to be a great song.
Yeah, it did.
And how did you get? You guys have a very special guest in the included on this single. Do you want to tell me about it?
No, I'm just kidding.
I mean,
No.
I can just see it. I can see it in on
Yeah.
the wall over there.
No, I had this. I had shown this song to Gary Malaber, who was Steve Miller's drummer, and he played on Moon Dance by Van Morrison. You know, great producer. So I showed him the song when, you know, in its infancy, and he's like, "Man," he goes, "I can hear this on, you know, Saturday Night Live, you know, Jimmy Fallon, whatever. You know, it's pretty much saying this is a hit." So I was like, okay. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, I can hear Corey Glover singing on this. So did I freeze up?
No. We're listening.
Okay. Because in my screen I'm frozen. So I just want to make sure.
I stay frozen here.
Let it go, Purcell. Let it go.
Wow.
I'm literally getting every word.
So I sent Corey a text. Oh, this is great. I sent Corey a text message, and you know, I asked him how much he charged for you know, to sing on a track, and he gave me his price, and I was like, yeah, okay, I could deal with that, you know. So
railroad.
Don't do it, Lawrence. Lawrence, there's much to live for.
we love you, bro. This is not
mute my ways.
this is not a Thaddeus
Can't go
Black
nowhere.
interview. This is not a Thaddeus Black interview. This is an intervention.
Intervention. Don't do it. Don't do it. There are better ways. You don't want to get hit by a train.
So I sent him the song. It took a while for him to actually lay down the tracks because he was busy doing what Corey does, you know. And finally, I'm at the grocery store and I'm walking in with my bags, and I'm about to go in the store. I'm at the door, and he goes, "Send me the lyrics. I'm ready to do this." So I walk back to my car because I get no service in the grocery store. So I walk back to my car, and I unlocked the door, put my bags in, and I said, "Purcell, send me the lyrics. Corey's ready." And so I sent him the lyrics, and I think it took him. I think it was another few days before he actually recorded the tune.
Cool. And then
We lost
when
Lawrence.
yeah, we did. It's so I've got bad news, everybody.
Lawrence did it. We told him not to.
You know, Lawrence was always his own man. He did it things his own way. No, but it's cool. It's cool that you guys got Corey involved because it definitely, you guys definitely have that vibe overall, the Living Color vibe. But I mean, I think that what definitely separates you guys is there is more of how can I say this? I mean, I feel like Purcell is like a mix of Corey a little bit, but there's like also a little screaming Jay Hawkins going on. You know what I mean? That's sort of like unpredictability, but also and also his sense of humor. I mean, I think his sense of humor sets the tone for the on the stage. That's like kind of opens up a certain comfort level for the spectator, and I feel like, you know, like watching you guys, I felt like I was like hanging out with you guys, and that was like a cool. Besides being rocked by the music, it's a cool feeling. So there's Red Blue. Sorry. What else is what else is happening for the band? Were you guys working on more material or?
Yeah, we are actually finishing up our album. All the guitars got done. I think, what was it, last Sunday?
Yeah.
And then I called Doug on one of the tunes that I came up with. I came up with the groove when I was in junior high school, middle school nowadays, and so I finally got to use it in a song. So there were specific things that I wanted, and there were things that Doug came up with, you know, by accident. So I was like, no, you got to do that because it works well with what Lawrence is doing on the bass and blah, 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 blah. So we were on the phone trying to figure out which part I was talking about. But Doug got it. He got it.
They got it. And just to go a little further back a little bit, what are your individual influences?
Go ahead, Doug.
I always struggle with this one because I say this as humbly as possible, but I've worked so hard on trying to create my own sound that I've stopped trying to emulate who I sound, you know, like other influences who I would sound like. My original influences, though, to be very honest, would be things like Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix. I mean, it sounds so cliche, but that really was the foundation of my guitar playing. And it's kind of morphed from there. But when I, you know, it started at a young age, the one thing that I guess you could call my mentor, who really showed me a lot about guitar, was saying to me was, you have to have your own sound. And he would say, see, watch, I'll play this song, but my way. And he would show, and I would always be, and it was probably like 14 years old, I'd be stumped. I'm like, I don't know what else to do. And so I've, you know, in the recent years, I've really found my own sound. So I always hate saying that my influences are certain things because it's evolved so far from that I don't really sound just like Hendrix or SRV. But
well, let me reframe it. Like, what made you want to pick up a guitar?
Ooh, well, actually, it's a funny story. So I first started out playing violin. My mom got me a violin because my mom's a classical singer, and I played violin from when I was about 6 till about 8. And then for a year, I didn't play any music because I told them I want to play guitar. And they didn't give me a guitar for 1 year. And then finally, after bugging them enough, I got a guitar. I asked for electric guitar. Of course, I got acoustic. And so, but what really made me get to guitar was I was watching PBS, and Steve Vai was, you know how they used to like make fundraising and stuff like that, and they'd show different, I don't know, like Crossroads or whatever. You pledge this much, we'll give you the DVD. Yeah. So I saw Steve Vai playing, and I remember holding up my.
You saw the devil playing,
dude. Yeah, so exactly from Crossroads. I literally, I'm not joking when I say this. I was watching
really
it on
inspired
TV
by
in the
Ralph Macchio.
I was watching it on TV in the living room, and I held up my violin like this as I'm watching TV, and I look at his guitar, and I literally just shook my head like this, and I looked at my mom and said, "This is not going to work." It's that was like I stopped playing violin after that, and I started playing guitar and started learning from there.
How about you guys?
Go ahead, Purcell.
Well, yeah, I guess for me, my influences are all over the place. So you have those guys, and I go all the way back to like Teddy Pendergrass.
Woo!
Yeah.
Before the accident.
Prince, Michael Jackson, of course. I didn't really start getting into rock until maybe my year in high school, when one of my classmates who was a freshman playing band, you do a really good job. I mean, you're singing in chorus, you always get all the solos. You sound great. I want to have you try out for our band. And I was hot. No,
hold on.
That was great.
Hold on. Oh, we got to record that. Hold on, first of all. Give me a second. Talk now. Let me hear you now.
How's that? That better?
That's much better. Hold on a second. Let me take this guy out. Cake from studio. Okay, how about now?
All good?
Oh. Yeah.
Yes.
All good?
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, you should be good.
Okay. So I think what happened is I see what happened. I see exactly what happened. Are we good now still?
We are good.
Yeah.
We are good.
Are we still good? All right.
Yeah, so let's start that question from the top again. So tell me, you were saying, Teddy Pendergrass, Michael Jackson, Prince, but then you said you didn't get into rock till high school.
Yeah, I didn't get into rock until like literally my senior, almost. I was pretty much graduated at that point, and a buddy of mine who was a freshman who was playing bass at the time, and he's like, "Hey, I'd love to have you try out for our band," and I'm like, "Okay." And I thought I was pretty hot at that point because I had been accepted to go overseas to sing, and I was the man at that point. And they gave me a bunch of rock songs to learn, and a lot of it was Living Color. And I learned that Corey Glover was probably the voice I wanted to model myself after. And I tried singing those songs, and I ruined my voice. When I say ruined, it like I'd never sang rock before. My throat couldn't handle it at that point. And I would have to say, if anybody saw that performance, they'd probably go, "How the hell did this guy get into any band ever again?" Because it was the worst, absolutely most garbage thing you could find anywhere. And I quit singing, and I quit for probably 6-7 years.
Damn.
Yeah, I quit singing. I was managing bands. I started managing bands at one point, and I went to a blues jam, and again, that buddy again who played bass, he saw me at his blues jam. He's like, "Come on up, I want you to try something out." And we did a few blues songs. And
you're like, "No, man, you ruined my voice."
Yeah. Well, no, what actually ruined me was it gets even worse than that. What actually ruined me was one of the guys in the band. I came late to a rehearsal because we were getting ready for the next show, and I was listening to him talk, and he said, "That guy is the worst singer I have heard in my life. Dare you bring him? We got to get a new lead singer immediately." And he didn't know I was outside the room, and so I was devastated. That's what actually stopped me singing for such a long time. And literally, like I said, I got on up on a blues. He was playing a blues show, and he's like, "Come on up. I want you to sing this tune." And it went over well. And okay, I now know what I need to do because I practiced on my own after that, because I was like, I'll never have anybody tell me I suck like that again.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's,
but Corey, yeah, I started modeling my voice after Corey. I was Angelo from Fishbone.
yes.
I was trying to get my voice to sound like David Lee Roth. I was hitting high notes that you couldn't believe, man. Still rocking with Prince and everybody, but like I was into the 24/7 Spies at that point. I was, Bad Brains. So those were my big influences right there. And then it's just an amalgamation of all of that.
How about you, Chuck?
Me, wow, man, that's a long list because I grew up listening to all different styles of music because of my dad, Keith LeBlanc, who was in Sugar Hill. And so he always had, Mahavishnu Orchestra playing around the house. So I was listening to Billy Cobham at a very young age. I was listening to Miles Davis at a very young age. But I was also listening to Motown, also listening to Zeppelin. So my musical range was all over the place. So I dig drummers like John Bonham. I dig, Tony Williams. I dig Vinnie Colaiuta. He's probably like at the top for me. I dig cats like Jeff Porcaro. His groove is just amazing. Mm-hmm. Steve Gadd, Steve Jordan. So, but I also love Art Blakey. Because he had that special something in his groove, in his swing, it grooved, and it made it, I always kind of like, I could dig on this and all that stuff, and the Afro-Cuban rhythms that he did was just phenomenal. So many different drummers, and just kind of piggybacking off of what Doug was saying. He was lucky enough to discover that at a young age. Me, it wasn't until I hit my 30s when I realized, okay, I need to sound like me. I can't sound like anybody else. So and it's something I'm still working on. Working on trying to sound like Chuck Peterson and not be a second copycat of somebody else. But I have a whole ton of range of drummers that I listen to, past, present, and like cats like Eric Moore, he's phenomenal. Nate Smith, he's another dude. Yeah. He's just like insane. Yes, so I try to listen to everybody, from all genres of music, because you can learn something from it. I get really sad for people who say, "Oh, I'm a rock guy" or "I'm a jazz guy." I played with cats who say, doing jazz gigs where they're like, "Oh, there's no other music than jazz. If it ain't jazz, it ain't real music." And I'm like, wow. It's like that's really sad because there's so much more out there, Yeah. And I get bored listening and playing, one style of music, and that's the beauty of this band, is that we can dig into any type of music that we want to.
My dad, who's not a musician, but probably was in a past life, told me something really, really early on when I was like in my teens, and I think I was stuck in a certain kind of music, and I was like probably listening to like, I don't know, metal or something, or hard rock, right? And just like a teenager being, I need to, and it's like, I don't want to hear that other stuff. And he said, you know what? If you love something truly enough, you will find that in other kinds of music. Mm-hmm. Like if you really love that hard stuff, you'll be able to listen to salsa, and you'll be able to find that edge, that dirt that you crave in that music, or whatever it is that you love about that music. It's music, and you'll find it like another. It's like it really is. It's universal. It's like it goes across things.
Yeah, but, it's like something my dad always says is like there's only two types of music: good music and bad music. Those are the only two genres of music that's out there.
I heard that before. I thought I was gonna say my music and everybody else's music.
I'm not that pretentious yet.
I am. It's our music and everybody else's.
I'm working on it though. I'm working on having an ego.
About you, Lawrence, what made you want to start playing, man? Like what made you go like, okay, I need to pick up this bass and make some noise?
Oh man, I would say what connected me to bass. I would probably say growing. Honestly, I went through a phase of like pretty much learning every other instrument but bass until I got into like senior year of high school. So I think I learned drums first, keys, played sax in middle school and high school. Played a few other instruments kind of along the way. And honestly, it was almost like a kind of a need in my grandfather's church. All of my other cousins were playing other things that I had already learned, and kind of that I was able to teach them. So the only thing left to play was bass at that point. And then once I picked it up, I was like, wait, this is what I've been hearing all this time. Like, this is the thing that I've been hearing when I listen to music. Growing up, listening to things like some of the things that everybody's already mentioned, like a lot of soul stuff. My father was heavy into like Kool and the Gang, Earth, Wind and Fire, Shaka Khan, Brothers Johnson. He was a kid, adult of the 70s. So, he had a lot of that like funk stuff. My mother was heavy gospel, Winans, Clark Sisters, Commission, all that good stuff. And along the way, growing up in high school in the 80s, I started to get into stuff like, hearing things like some of the early rock bands in the 80s and things like that. I remember kids that I still speak with now. They were like, hey, remember when we were going to start that rock band when we were kids? And, we were listening to like Whitesnake and, some of the other like super pop bands in the 80s. Y'all straight up. I went to
that's a picture. That's a throwback picture to have, to see Lawrence in a Whitesnake t-shirt.
The only black dude in the audience wearing the shirt that says "Here I go again" on my own.
Yes. Yep. So yeah, once I got into high school, I picked up bass, and from there on, I was playing a lot of college choirs. Started playing like R&B and some things like that. So that's kind of been the journey.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I think Chuck, you were saying about how the initial formation of the band, part of it was your desire to get a black rock band together. I want to touch on that subject a little bit because it's something that is always kind of like it's something that you can't get away from, but something that you don't want to necessarily address. It's like you don't want to have to say black rock, right? But you have to, in a way. You know what I mean? It's like what is it?
You have to. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I mean, I just say like for me, it's like my own personal experience being Dominican, Latino, whatever you want to call it, and people expecting me to be like, oh yeah, arriba, so it's like that's what we want from you. You can't do anything else. You know what I mean? That's all. You know what I mean? It's like give that guy some congas. All right, okay, go. It's like that's you know what I mean? And it's like a weird kind of like I don't know, do the jig, man. Do the dance that's expected of you. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's so like, right? But there's that, right?
Yeah, no.
I want to open this up because I feel like it's just something where you guys obviously love all kinds of music and you grew up with all different kinds of things. And for me, this is a Hartford episode. And I feel like there's a dichotomy in Hartford where wherever you're from, you get all sides of it. You can be exposed to the rock, but you can also be exposed to what you grew up with, what's in your culture, what's your part of your heritage, and you get to mix all that together, which is like a true privilege, man. You know what I mean? To like for all of us to have that sort of upbringing where we do get exposed to these things, but at the same time, like tell me in your own words, what your feeling is about this.
Well, I think let's call it good education, because a lot of people growing up, I went to junior high school in Middletown, So I went to Woodrow Wilson Middle School. Shout out. And keeping it real when keeping it real goes wrong. And so being in that school, it's predominantly black school, and I was listening to rock and roll. I was listening to Living Color. I was listening to Fishbone. Which Fishbone they dive into every different types of music. But I was also listening to Guns N' Roses. I was also listening to Nirvana. I was also listening to Pearl Jam. I was also listening to Soundgarden. But I also was listening to hip hop at the time too. And so
the golden era.
Yeah. So when the black kids, they heard me listening to rock, they were telling me, "Oh, you shouldn't be listening to rock because that's white people music. You need to be listening to rap because that's black people music." And so I'd have to tell them, "Do you realize that black people invented rock and roll?"
And it's like silence.
Crickets.
They're like, "No, man."
And so they don't.
The president invented rock and roll.
Yeah, you sure did. And so, so they a lot of people, they have no idea because it's been predominantly taken over by white musicians. Nothing wrong with that. It happens. But on the flip side, when Vanilla Ice came out, even though he was kind of cheesy, but everybody gave him flack for that.
Yeah.
And I thought, wrong artist, but yeah, Snow. And
Informer.
I thought he was speaking in tongues. I felt the Holy Spirit. And so I thought that, a lot of people, they were clowning on Vanilla Ice because he was a white dude doing rap, but not realizing that my dad, even my dad caught some hell for that because he's a white dude playing drums in Sugar Hill Gang. No one believed that it was a white dude playing drums on it. And so, so is there
that's so good, man.
Yeah, is there racism? Is there racism in the music business?
Hell yeah! Oh my god!
Yeah, but the purpose of this band for me is to break all those barriers. To break all those barriers down. And that's why I don't mind playing all different types of music. Saying that it's not, this type of music over here is not just for these type of people. That other type of music over there is not for those other type of people. Music is a universal language, and we should all be coming together to be able to speak this one language in unity and one accord, if you will. So that's my whole thoughts on it. I'm frozen. I look disgusting. I look mad. Like,
it's appropriate.
You can't hear it in my voice, but you see it. I'm like, and I'm like, so anyway, I'm not really mad.
I think. Go ahead.
No, you first, but
I think the importance. I got to be careful about this, not to offend my more mature bandmates, but for a young black player, it's. Are
you calling this old Doug? That's it. I'm out of here.
What? No. It's
like for the OGs. For the OGs.
the rift. I can't think of the right word, but It was very shocking to a lot of my classmates that, especially in high school, my favorite type of music that I listened to all the time on my iPod, I guess you could say, would be more like Red Hot Chili Peppers, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix, just essentially all different types of rock music, and then with the occasional things that came out around that time. I don't know, Black Eyed Peas or whatever, and so. I played guitar and stuff like that, and people were very surprised to see me play certain things. And I think for me to wrap it all up into this is really important for me because even today I play a lot of different types of music. This weekend alone, you know, I went doing anything from playing R&B music, African music, rock music, and recording and whatever. But it's important for me to just showcase how important rock music is, and that this is something that Black people can do, regardless of the roots of it all, which you know we all know. I think to show on the outside that to other people that are listening or watching, for them to see that this is something that we can do masterfully is important, especially for the younger Black folks or younger people of color in general, because you just don't see it.
Is this how all the kids talk today? No, I completely hear that, man. I completely hear that. It's definitely, you feel like a responsibility. You know what I mean? To kind of make sure that people understand that where you're coming from is not an anomaly. It's not a weird thing. You know what I mean? It's like, this is my normal. This is like who I am, right?
Yeah.
What other things, like, I don't know if Lawrence or Purcell, you want to jump in on the subject to say.
And Doug can attest to this from our other band. Like, we would go out and play, and we were in like a bunch of battle of the bands, and the judges would give us things like, "You're playing too much Black music," or and it's like, what do you mean? We're just good, you know. How much Black music? Just at the last show Doug and I were at, I had the owner of the club come up to me and tell me, "Man, if you had done some, I can't remember the Black artists he listed, like, I really like that. You guys should be doing that. Your voice works with that." And I'm thinking to myself, my voice works with anything I decide I wanted to work with.
Yeah.
My I tell people all the time, when I step on stage and they ask me what key do I want to play in, I go, the keys ain't nothing but to drive the car. Pick the key you want, and I'll make it work. And I surprise people when I tell them I want to do some David Bowie or I want to do some Pink Floyd. I think I blew somebody's mind out when I said, "Let's do Young Lust," and they're like, "What? You know that?" I'm like, "No, it's brother.
I wrote it.
Smoked many a thing to that tune." the wall is lit up, you know. It's like I've seen Iggy Pop. I mean, I'm down, the New York Dolls. You know, when you guys were thinking Buster Poindexter, I'm like, oh, that's the lead singer from the New York Dolls. You know, there should be no box or container that my talent needs to be put in. Do I enjoy Stevie Wonder? Absolutely. But do I want to sing Superstition 5 gazillion times? No. Do I like Jimi Hendrix? Absolutely. Do I want to do Hey Joe every time I step up on stage? No. But at the same token, when I asked these guys, the Crystal Blue Project, when I asked them to, like, hey, let's do some Steely Dan, I think the harmonica player lost his mind. He didn't know, like, what? Steely Dan, that, let's do this. When Doug suggested let's do some Chili Peppers, I thought he was going to have another heart attack. It was crazy. We were, both T and I were pulling out songs that like they had never been exposed to, and just in this band, when I pulled out, Crystal Mansion, these guys had never heard of who Crystal Mansion was. It's a bunch of dudes that are playing funk music, but like not everything that they did was funky. But like the one thing that we do, what you gonna do about your wife, that one, you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
When you got one.
Yeah. So, the Boogeyman, that's what it's called, Boogeyman.
Yes,
like
Boogeyman.
They had never heard of it, and I'm like, yo, because I'm pulling out deep cuts, right? Buddy of mine, and we had the conversation about music and stuff like that, and we talked about all these bands that are out there doing covers and nobody's doing original music. If they're not doing original music, they're doing covers. They're doing the most repeated, "Oh my God, do we have to listen to that again?" cover that you ever want to hear. And we talked about maybe getting together and doing, making another cover band, but we were going to do all the deep cuts, like stuff that nobody was playing. Going. How many people, if their Life on Mars from David Bowie? I mean, I guarantee you, not many people know that just right off, unless you're a David Bowie fan.
Yeah.
Alphabet City is not being played that often. True Prince fans are gonna know that.
Yeah.
I can go "Girl" by The Time. How many people know that tune?
Girl.
Yeah. I mean, so I figure if you're gonna do someone's tune, if you're not making your own music and you're gonna do it, try to get in their deep stuff and then make it your own. And it's not a black, it's not a white, it's not a Latino thing. It's just music, like Chuck was saying. It's all universal. Make it your own. Because as much as I try to model my voice after Corey, I have been smacked in the face with reality thanks to this single that I'm never going to sound like him. and that he makes me want to cut out my vocal cords every other day.
But the thing is, you're in this band, not Corey.
Yeah, and also Corey will never sound like you.
Amen. Oh, thank God for that. I feel bad for Vernon at that point. But it's just not a white black thing. It's not a Latino thing. It's not an Asian thing. It's just music. I mean, and we shouldn't get pigeonholed. I shouldn't have to only do Teddy Pendergrass or Prince or Michael Jackson. I should be able to go ahead and do Iggy Pop or King Crimson. This is what I want to do. I'm doing some Level 42 tomorrow. How about some Devo next week? I do all that. And literally, and everything that I listed is literally my playlist. I think I shocked the hell out of Chuck when I mentioned when he went to go see Steelheart. Now he went, "Wow, Blood Pollution, baby." I'm betting he didn't even know I knew who that was.
I know who knew who that was. I was like, yeah, that's a killer song, And I think I wanted to do a Slipknot song, but nobody said anything.
I was saying before that this is a Hartford themed episode because of my visit. I was just talking to people and seeing other bands and checking people out. I want you guys to tell me as far as your upbringing and how it's affected your music growing up in Connecticut and how do you think that is different than other places?
Wow. I didn't grow up in Connecticut. So there's
so we ain't talking to you. Everybody else, I'm kidding.
I moved here from Texas.
Wow,
so,
where in Texas?
Big D.
The Big Dow. The Big Dow.
I guess if you want to say, my formative year. I did all my high school years here in Connecticut. So
that's what counts, man. That's what counts.
Those are formative years. So for me, it was a culture shock, complete and utter culture shock. You have to remember, I went to a high school where probably just a class was like 1,000 people. And when I say a class, I mean the students that were in
grade. In the actual classroom.
In the actual classroom, there's like 1,000 kids in the class. When I came here, and I truly, and I have to be honest about this, I had really only seen maybe 2 or 3 white people in my life. And when I came here, and the first place we moved was Stafford Springs, Connecticut. Yeah, man, and we lived on top of a mountain. Man, let me tell you, I have never ever been so. I was the only black person in my high school, and of course, I showed up my first day in a beret, all black. I sit in the back of. You thought I was about to riot right then, And literally, I didn't realize it was just the most massive culture shock that you could ever imagine. And at that point, I'm listening to Prince, Michael Jackson, if it wasn't Army Cameo, Brick, Slave. I'm listening to all that stuff.
Brick.
And now I'm trying to get girls. Oh God, I got to tell you, the reason I got into David Bowie, not because he was a great vocalist, it's because there was a girl I liked, and she liked David Bowie. So I made it my point to go out and buy every Bowie thing I could find to listen to it, just so I could speak confidently about it. And in doing that, it opened up my musical ears. Like, it made me go, whoa, this is actually not bad. Let me get a little deeper into this. And then I started getting, because I remember having a black friend back in Texas who was into Devo, and I'm like, what's wrong with you, man? You're not black. What is wrong with you? I went back and listened to Devo again. I was listening to Oingo Boingo, you know. So I mean, I was going deep. Crowded House, Madness.
Yeah.
You know,
you can't mess with good music, man. Good music is good music.
Yeah.
That's it.
Let's I wanna wrap this up a little bit with talking about the future of Thaddeus Black and what are the plans from here on out?
The plans.
Take over the musical world.
Yes.
Or the dreams, or the desires, or the goals.
The same thing we try to do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world. That's pretty much it. You know, just be able to create this this band and see how far we can take it. You know, I want to be up. I want to be up on that level where the Foo Fighters are. I want to be up on that level where Seven Dust is. I want, just to be that household name, but again, and this is something that Purcell and I were talking about, I think it was yesterday, just bringing people together and through music, because this world is so divided. We can't agree on anything. So I want to use our music to be able to bring people together. I want to be able to use our music to lift people's spirits and to relate to things by experiences that we're going through. I mean, Purcell, he's mainly the lyrics writer, but whatever experience he's going through, somebody is going to relate to that. And so we want to be able to relate to people and just and be as cool as we can, for them and whatnot. The famous thing that would be cool, but that's not my concern, because that it's very fleeting, when you start believing your own hype. But I want people to know who we are at the same time, so that way we can continue to do what we love to do and be able to bring joy to the world by doing that. So that's pretty much my hopes and dreams for this band. Here's a tissue. Wait a minute. I got it. Wait a minute. Here you go.
I love it, man. I love it, man, because it's part of the reason we do music is just so we can have an opportunity to be with other people and kind of move ourselves at the same time as we're moving other people, like just kind of feel something, just to feel something, man. And the division thing is so true, man. And it's like very often we find that music will break that down. It's the song is red and blue, not red or blue.
Right.
We need that. That's like when I saw you guys play, Purcell, you had that Unity shirt. Yeah, I had that Unity shirt, and we had that you got the memo moment. And it's like there's a conscious effort to that we have a responsibility, that we have to uplift. We have to not make people forget about the bad stuff, but remind them that despite that we can work something out. We can figure some things out. Some things.
Definitely.
You're doing better than me. If you're figuring some, I got none figured out yet.
We're still doing it. We're still doing it.
But that's a part of the process, though. You know, enjoy. One thing I'm learning about life in general is just enjoying the journey of the destination I'm trying to get to, whether it's in my personal life, whether it's in my business life. You know, the band, teaching, even drumming. You know, just trying to learn new things and learn new things about myself. It's something we all should be doing. I think by doing that, it'll make this world a better place as opposed to, you know, saying, well, I've arrived, I'm entitled to, which is what this country has turned into, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you guys for being here. I want to remind you of just what you said, what we just talked about, that, like, you know, please don't stop what you're doing. I know it's not easy to keep a band together. It's very important for people to see you. Primarily, it's very important, I feel, for Black people to see you. You need to influence people of this of the world. It's just, hey, you know, this is not exclusive. This is who we are. This is where we came from. Music, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's just, I feel like to see you guys together as a band, I feel like it's a beautiful thing. And it helps that you're good.
Appreciate that.
Wait a minute. Oh wait,
I love you guys.
I got to go and practice now.
And also, yes,
Our next big step is the band with Chuck with a beard.
No, I'm done with that. I'm trying to stay as young looking as I can. I'm 40. I'm 43 years old. I'm not.
Gotta keep it clean. Gotta keep it clean. Don't ever stop learning, man. Keep finding yourselves, man. Keep finding yourselves and keep doing it together, because when you think no one is looking, we all are, and we're getting that buzz, man. We're getting high on your shit. So keep doing it. All right.
Appreciate it.
Yes,
All
sir.
Right, Thaddeus Black, Red and Blue, out now. Go get it.
Yes.
All right. Love you guys. Be good, man.
Yes.
You too, man. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. And then I'll edit this a little bit, man. So because I think we went for about an hour. It'll probably be chopped up in segments on the show when it airs on the 29th. I think I got 3 songs of you guys live. So if I do have, I think, a song or 2 from one of your shows in the past, but if there's any video that you guys can share with me that's a different one, or if or even it's like from one of your shows, please give it to me, because I like to just kind of pepper the interviews with actual performances. So it's not like,
and we can send you the metadata of Red and Blue too if you want to play that.
Yeah. Please. That'd be cool.
I'll send.
All right.
Yeah, just text me your email address and I'll send it over.
Okay, I'll do that, man. I'll do that for sure. I meant everything I said, guys. I really love you guys, and I love that you're together and playing, and I love having the opportunity to see you guys. I got it, you know. Purcell, if anyone ever gives you shit about your singing or your voice, tell them to fucking see me.
No, well, the special thing about this, man, these guys, I handpicked myself, because I'm serious. I've been in bands before where, again, the egos were just out of control. We could have gone somewhere, but because their egos are out of control, it went nowhere, you know. And these guys are some of the most humble people I've ever worked with, and in this band and outside this band, really cool, really chill. And Purcell, I couldn't pick a better frontman, because he knows what to do. He gets out in the audience, and I'm like, we need a frontman like that, you know, because I mean, and Lawrence is so laid back, you know, but he sounds like he's moving around, but he's just kind of like in the zone and just chilling, you know. So Purcell, he just like boom, he's out in the audience and just like in your face, and that's what I love about this group. different
Well, see, Lawrence
personalities.
really is our Professor X, man. He's sending mental thoughts to me. He's like, go out there.
Look,
Oh, man.
look. When I saw you guys play, this is my first impression from seeing you guys live. And again, three of you I played with on several occasions, so I've known how it is to be on the stage with you guys, and just know it's like, for me, it's always like, okay, the confidence of knowing, all right, even when this motherfucker fucks up, it's gonna sound good.
and he was talking about me.
Like, you know what I mean? So to me, it's like I see, and then to have you guys play. I'm not sure if I've ever seen the three of you play in an outfitter situation where it's just three music. You know, the chord, the music,
just bass, guitar, and drums.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I've seen with bigger things, more keys, more parts, or another guitarist, or other, like a lot of singers, or whatever. It's so cool to hear that, the bare bones of it, right? And because to hear that and to hear you guys sound so tight, it's like, you know, like I was telling my brother who was there with me filming, it's like the band, you guys as a unit, you sound so good that you might, like, you almost kind of go, almost don't see you guys. Like, not that you don't see you guys, it's like professional. It's like, this is all like fucking pro shit. You know,
If you only knew how by the seat of the pants it truly is sometimes.
But that the thing is, it's like, you guys sound like, you know, if I looked up on stage and saw 3 60-year-old motherfuckers who've played with like every artist in the world on stage, I would not have been surprised. Or, you know what I mean? Just like the sort of, I can feel the experience on stage, right? But then for me, like I said before, you need a question mark, man. You need a question mark, because otherwise it's like, it's all fucking pro, and that sometimes you run the risk of it being too slick or too good, that it doesn't have an element of danger. Does that make any sense?
Right.
So when I saw you guys play, to see Purcell with you guys, who I thought like, okay, wait a minute. When I saw you guys play, it just, to me, it took it to, oh, this is a completely different thing. This is like where, what can I compare it to? It's almost like a movie where you're watching like an action movie, and the action star is like a fucked up Schwarzenegger or Stallone, right? He's all attitude and all jokes. You know what I mean? But he's got like the people that are behind him are the three like of the sharpest shooters in the world, or like the baddest mofos in the world. Like, no one's gonna die in this group. You know what I mean? Like, everyone has him, and it's like he needs it. Like, Purcell needs that. He needs that sort of security.
It's like the storyline of Hancock. You got this guy on the street who's kind of like, nobody knows him. He doesn't look like a Superman. He's not Clark Kent. But this dude
that
will
movie
kill
is terribly underrated, man. You know. But I just feel like, go ahead, man.
Hancock got more girls than Purcell did, but that's we'll move on. Move on from there. Purcell got a lot of girls, but
and Hancock didn't have to listen to David Bowie, I guess, too.
I've always said that.
No, but when I just go ahead, man.
Go ahead.
No, please. I want to hear from you, man. I'm tired of talking and shit.
So,
I'm just like,
literally, when I perform with anybody, like, I've always said that if I feel comfortable where I don't have to worry about holding up the group, or, you know, I got to make sure that I'm good so that they can be good. I don't have to worry about this with these guys. Like, you know, Doug and I have been playing together for years. I know we can pretty much. I know when his solos are going to begin, when they're going to end. I don't have to think about talking to him about anything. It's just like, okay, he's going to do this at this point. And I'm so comfortable that it lets me do the things that I want to do. I can stand out more. I can take bigger chances, because I know that whatever chance I'm going to take, I know that Doug's there. I know that Lawrence is super solid. He's going to make sure that I'm not going to fall. Like, the first time I jumped out with one of our songs and just left the mic. Like Lawrence didn't leave me. He's like, nah, man, we can't leave him lonely. We got to keep it going. Keep it going. Bring it down, but keep it going. Chuck didn't see what was going on. But all of a sudden, it's like, what's going on out there? But I feel like I always have a safety net with these guys, and so I'm confident to do anything that I need to do, no matter how wild or stupid it may be at the moment. I know they got my back. It's all, it's like, okay, I'm jumping off this bridge. Great, we're gonna have something set up at the bottom so you don't break a leg.
Yeah. No, and I feel like you all are still in the early stages of this band. I feel like the coronavirus definitely slowed down some things or made it go in a certain way, but give yourselves some credit, and also give yourselves some time, and also be persistent with what you're doing, as in like, don't I just want to encourage you guys not to stop. So don't necessarily stop thinking big, but just keep doing it. So like, release a single every 3 months, whatever. You don't even need to release an album. Just like release a single every once in a while. Like, just keep doing it, because what you want to do is like, 2 years from now, say, okay, at the worst, you guys have just kind of been playing local shows, playing stuff here and there, but you've released an album or two's worth of singles, and you can look back on that, and that actually makes your own shit, like your own personal shit, stronger, because then you can say, well, we've created this history.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you always want to make it to a point when people find you, wherever they find you, and they discover that, what, you guys have been releasing singles for the last 2 years? Where have I been? Right. You know what I mean? Because I think that's the slow takeover. Don't feel like you need to do everything at once. Don't feel like you I think, Chuck, I was talking to you about the single thing and the releases. It's like, the tendency is when you record something, you got the single, we got to get the video ready, we got to get, and it's all got to go at once. And it's like, you know what? I learned just recently, man, I released a single, I tried to release the video with the same, everything was just, you know what, man? Put the single out. A few weeks later, a month long, release a video. A month long, release a live version of it. Because you're constantly promoting. Yeah. Here's the thing. There are no rules. There are no rules. The only rule right now, as a band, as a unit, is that you guys need to be in front of people, on a regular basis. And it doesn't have to be every weekend. Doesn't have to be every other weekend. It could be like once a month, one show where you guys are out there and you're going to be seen, whether it's 10 people or 100 people. And then the other stuff is just like the laying the bricks online, putting those singles out, because I just feel like there's something there, man, that people are going to hang on. Like, it's very easy. And it's coming from the side that we stand on. It's very easy to give up. Over some bullshit too. Over bullshit, because
Hey, I've been through some stuff where people have worked hard to try to get me to give up, and they did it by having me fight them every single time instead of focusing on what I was doing. So when we equally got rid of each other from our lives, then I was able to focus and do what I love to do. So I'm very blessed to be able to play with people like Elliot Lewis. I'm very blessed to be able to play with people like Doug Lawrence and Purcell, and either as a collective or separately, and so I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. Sometimes I'm like, man, what am I doing? I'm at the age where I'm still trying to make it, but right now I'm enjoying the process. I'm enjoying the journey. Yeah. And so, and it's a beautiful journey, and it's given me a different outlook on life, So technically, I've made it, I'm just trying to get it onto a bigger level.
You're just trying to let other people know that you made it.
Yeah. They don't know
Guys,
it yet.
I-
They
They
have
don't
no
know
idea
yet.
who
They
I
don't
am.
know yet, and that's the thing. It's on them. It ain't on you. I love you guys. Please be good. I'm sorry I have to go, but I really appreciate you guys taking the time, man. And
Likewise.
again, I'll send you my email so you can send me whatever videos you guys have online anywhere. It could be something that somebody shot at a show or whatever. No worries. We're just sharing shit. You know.
Cool.
Cool.
All right, man. Love you guys.
All right,
be
man.
good, man.
Love you too, bro.
Yes. Thank
I
you
love
so
you too.
much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.